What is good, people? What is good? It's the one and only Dead Aim to the Brain, because I'm going to make it top pop. It's been a long time, and I am glad to be back with you, with my co-host in arms, Dead Eyes. Talk to the people.
Hey, it's your boy Ice here. We're back here again with another episode. We got a few things to say. So, without further ado, let's get into this.
All right, that's the Iceman, and I am the Flame, and this is All the Game and Smoke 7. And I wish we had some horns that we could play right now, people, because
Yeah,
it's
we
a
should have
sad
some
day.
hands.
It is a sad, sad day. But it is also a day of celebration because today, being November 12th, it is now officially next generation. The PS5 has
Officially.
launched today, people. The Xbox Series X and S launched on Tuesday. It is now a new generation. What is this, the ninth generation of consoles? And that is a beautiful, wonderful thing because gaming continues to grow and advance in wonderful ways. But it is a sad, sad, oh, so sad day for me and my brother. Tell the people why. Please, Iceman,
Yes.
tell them why.
So, like, uh, um, you know, AIM is a little bit emotional right now, but
Very.
we want to just get into this here. We're gonna let AIM be a little emotional, but we want to get into the first topic. AIM, what would be the first topic?
We ain't got no
What have
damn
we got?
consoles.
Yep, we got no cancels, none.
We ain't got jack shit.
All right, Abe,
We
tell
ain't
them
got
why we
no
ain't got no cancels
PS5.
now. Tell them why we ain't got no
We
cancels.
ain't got no Series S. We ain't got no Series X. We ain't got shit.
Nothing.
I mean, yeah, we
All
got
pre-ordered.
and Xbox Ones and PS4s, but that ain't nothing.
I don't even want to look at those PS4s or Xbox X. And it just hurts me right now that right now I have somebody right now in front of their TV screen playing themselves on PS5 or the new Xbox. And I have to sit here and look at this old gen console, old generation console.
Yep.
Yeah, so today is a sad day for us. But
Very, very.
the day will come when we'll do a podcast when we have our next gen consoles.
A
But
celebration.
until then, we will just talk about, you know, our regrets, which we're doing right now. We was not
Our
one of the
regrets.
few.
We regret being alive.
We're just one of the few that are not looking at on a next gen console right now. You know,
Yeah, but
and
it is for real. Like, listen, listen, listen. Throughout my entire gaming life, I have never been one of the early adopters. Every generation up until last generation, I believe it was, I had always waited for some time to get a console. And no generation has it ever affected me like it has this one. This one just kind of hurts, man. Like I was playing my Xbox the other day, my One X, and I felt the pain because the loading screen was there, and I knew like all they've been talking about is lack of loading time on the new systems. And I wanted to hurt my Xbox, but I didn't. I composed myself. I was good. I didn't hurt my. I didn't hurt it. But
yeah, but
yeah.
you know what's so bad for me? For bad
What's
for
that?
me? What's so bad for your boy Ice is that I sold my old gen consoles thinking I was gonna have a
Mm,
next gen
mm,
console.
mm.
Yeah, so at
Oh,
least
Lord have
AIM, at least AIM can look at his Xbox and he can look at his PS4. But
But
I don't have either.
before we go any further, could you please tell the people about the most wonderful, beautiful cosmic karma that has happened to us, or rather to you?
I could you
You know
run
what
that
I'm
one
talking
back
about?
to me again? No, you could tell them. Tell them.
Well, my brother started the year and this podcast being the most staunchest of Switch haters, staunchest of Switch
Oh, that
haters,
is what he's talking
and
about.
in anticipation of getting a next gen console, my brother went ahead and sold his. Old gen console. And I ain't giving you no fault there, my brother. I love you. I got the same plan in motion. But now you got none, and the only one you got is the Switch. The Switch, the system that you hated and you said you'd never get. Cosmic karma, that's all. I just wanted to make a quick point about that, people. Karma is real. Believe in karma. Do the right thing. Let's keep moving.
Wow, is this what he took? What, 15 seconds to do? 15 seconds less or more? I don't know, but this is what he did to say.
Hey, man,
Wow.
just gotta point it out and let the people know, man. Cause karma is a real thing, and I just really want people to know that. And when we have a beautiful illustration of that between us right here, that we can just give to the people, give to our audience, and let them know that this is real. So I just wanted to do that, remind those people of that. You know.
So, Aim, could you tell us about, do you know anything about the Xbox? Do you know the
Well,
strength of the Xbox? How
I
much?
mean, yeah, of course. We've been down these roads before. We talked about technical specs and stuff like that, release dates, prices, all that stuff. And I was looking at and obviously we didn't get any, right? And we're sad about that. And I was paying attention to some of the launch day stuff, mostly today. I didn't really watch a whole lot of stuff for the Xbox because for me, the Xbox is launching without any new games, and that's unfortunate. But it is also one of the benefits of not jumping into um, this next generation right away. Uh, you know, so there wasn't much hoopla and much fanfare around, for me at least,
Could I,
around the
could I
launch.
say this here? I don't agree with Aim.
Okay.
Really and truly, systems are not, games are not. I would have loved to have my Xbox there. Just looking at it. I would have walked across and wipe it off, even though it would have been brand new. I still would have been looking at that thing, that beautiful thing. So, what he's saying, I don't agree with him. He's still my boy, but I don't agree with him. I would have loved to have that Xbox right now
Well,
alongside
here's the
that
thing.
PS5.
I actually agree with you. I would have loved to have my Xbox because remember when we talked about this before, I was actually more excited about having an Xbox, a Series S actually, than a PS5. Over time, it had grown to be a Series X that I wanted. Um, but for me, like my desire and attraction to the Xbox platform is that Xbox is just so all encompassing. They just cater to the gamer so well, so wholly and so thoroughly that it's just like it's foolhardy for any person to be a gamer and not be involved in the Xbox ecosystem to some degree. Like I just don't understand why you would do that. Like you would have to have some crazy anti-Microsoft or anti-Xbox stance to be a gamer, to love games and not be want to be a part of what they're doing, whether it's on PC or through one of their consoles, through mobile, what have you, because this Game Pass platform and they're continuing to expand it and grow it and take it to many different facets of our lives. So I don't understand why you wouldn't want to do that and be a part of that. So for me, just being a part of that was just bigger, and then taking that to the next level. Like we played on our Xbox mostly. I love my PS4 and my Switch, but I'm mostly an Xbox gamer, so I would have loved to go up to that next step right away in terms of just having the system. So, in terms of fanfare, yeah, it wasn't there for me, but in terms of wanting that upgrade, yeah, I definitely did. I most definitely wanted that upgrade, and I never felt it as much as I felt it this week, man. Like
I
just
mean, it's like this, man. It's like, yeah, Super Saiyan 2 Gohan is all cool and all powerful, but I wanted to go up to Super Saiyan 3 Goku. You know, we wanted
okay.
to upgrade, go to the next level.
Mhm.
I just feel it's the companies them fault for not making enough systems, man.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. I mean, it kind of is, but it isn't, because like it's the year of the pandemic. Like it's unprecedented. Like no one was alive then that is alive now. Well, next to no one. So it's like, you can't. Who could have predicted this? So like, yes, it is their fault, but at the same time, there was just extenuating
That's
circumstances.
that's some bullshit. You know why? Because it's during a pandemic is when people are staying mostly inside their houses. So what they do when they stay inside their houses, they game. So they should have known, hey, let's make some more systems that we make it.
Right, but you have to have healthy workers
Oh,
at the
okay, okay.
factories to actually have PS5s and Series X's in production. You know what I mean? Like, if you don't have the people there, then you can't have the people who are at home and healthy playing those systems. So that's just my point. Like, I understand, and to be honest, I think I might have said it in one of our earlier episodes that I wouldn't be surprised or even be mad if the generation got pushed to next year, because, and I also said that because I said I didn't feel like there were any must have next generation titles. Like, I feel like this generation, the launch is all about the systems themselves and what they can do versus any single game. Like, there is no game right now that makes you be like, oh my god, that's insane. Like, I gotta get a PS5 or I gotta get a Series X.
What about Miles Morales?
I
Isn't
mean,
that
Miles
cool?
Morales looks good. Don't get me wrong. The first Spider-Man was good. So
Yeah,
Miles
the
Morales
first
looks
Spider
like,
Man was dope.
yeah, it was. It was. And Miles
Yeah.
Morales looks like it's taking that to the next level and it's cool. And then you also get the remastered Spider-Man in there for an additional $20. So I mean, like, yeah, yeah, don't get me wrong. That looks good, but that's not like, oh God, I gotta have a PS5. Like, that's nothing to go nuts about. Nah, there ain't no game like that, bro. And hell, I don't even know. In 2013, was there a game like that? I don't remember the PS4 and Xbox One launches if there was anything like that that was kind of insane. Like, well, what did
You,
Xbox have? They had
you,
what?
you, you know what game I can't. You know what game I can't wait to come out on the next gen consoles?
FF7R2.
Huh? What do you say?
FF7R2.
Um, nah. I'm anticipating that for sure. But has there been any word on that?
No.
Okay, so then that's it. But you're not gonna like this though. I telling you, you're not gonna like what I'm gonna
Oh
say.
boy, here we go. I'm not even gonna say it. Go ahead, drop the bomb.
Yes, here it comes. Wait for it. Destiny.
You dropped
I
the
just
bomb on
can't
me,
wait
baby.
for
You dropped the
Destiny.
bomb
I
on me,
want to know what they're going to do with the
baby,
next
baby.
gen console's power. What is Destiny going to do? Bungie, you must do something. They're trying to take you down. They're coming with other games to take you down. I even see Anthem is trying. Wait, Anthem is trying to come from out of the graveyard and come back to life to try to take you down, Destiny.
Check this out. You so garbage, right? And I want to hate you for saying that, but like, real talk, like lately, I've been feeling that same stupid ass Destiny itch too. You know
Yeah,
that Destiny itch that happens every time they have a new drop, and they make you feel like, yes, this is the time that they finally fix it. That
yeah.
shit happening again with Beyond Light, and I'm like, it's on Game Pass. I can't pass it up.
So damn, wait, you could play Beyond Light right now for free?
Yes, I can.
Wow.
I won't though. I won't. You have my word on that. I'm not gonna touch Beyond Light without you. You know what I mean?
Oh,
'Cause it's still Destiny, so I'm not gonna ever fanboy back into that motherfucker. They're gonna have to pull me back in through you. I'm not gonna
oh,
jump the
okay.
gun, even with the itch. So, so yes,
Damn.
back to what we were saying at the top. That yeah, the Xbox has all of that going for it. So no fanfare, but hell of a great platform, at least for what it is at the onset of its life cycle. And the PS5, we have Miles Morales and Demon Souls remastered. Those are like the two big guns. And it's like unless you like a Souls fan like hardcore, Demon Souls is not a system seller. Like Demon Souls is the beginning, the birth of the Souls series in totality, but it it's a very niche genre. So it's a very specific type of game, and even though Demon Souls to me, from what I've seen, looks faster than Dark Souls, it still looks slow, much slower than Bloodborne. So I don't know. To each their own. But if that's not something that you super fanboy over, I don't see that being that must-have launch title. So for me personally, it just seems like these next-gen systems came with nothing to offer beyond just the bells and whistles of the system themselves. So yes, we're super fast systems. Look at our SSDs. Yay, no more loading times. Whee! And that's it. And everybody's like, where the games at? And they like, well, Microsoft especially, you see, what had happened was, oh, but look at this shiny old game.
Yep, that's
So what?
exactly
If
what's
you
going.
have the platform, it's nothing that you need to go crazy about at launch. But yeah, FOMO happening right now, and I can understand people experiencing FOMO during this period as well. You know,
Hmm.
so yeah, man. But you know what? I've yet to see anyone, and I'll admit, I've been feeling kind of tighter and tighter and tighter as the system launch has been nearing, right? And I know I'm not getting a system on launch day. I've been feeling like, man, fuck all this footage of all this next gen stuff, right? Because it's a lot of the same thing. So I haven't consumed as much as I would have in years past, but I've consumed a considerable amount. But I don't think I've seen anyone speak on the direct streaming abilities of either console. Now I
Mm.
know in this day and age, everybody pretty much expects you already have your Elgato or your Avermedia or whatever else device you're going to use to stream, but streaming from directly from the systems last gen was extremely useful for me. Especially some of those times when my Elgato broke down and different things like that. Green screen not working, blah blah blah. It was really handy. So I know they both talked about sharing clips and stuff like that is still a thing, but I've not heard about the direct streaming. Have you heard anything about that, or does it even matter to you, sir?
Nope, I haven't heard about it. It doesn't matter to me.
What do you plan to use streaming a lot more this generation, or that's not a thing you're gonna be getting into?
No, I plan to use streaming. Yes, I plan to get more into it than I was with the last generation.
So it does matter to you then.
Yes, it does.
Oh, okay. So why you just say it didn't matter to you, man?
I was just trying to sound like, like
Like a lie?
rebellious, like I don't care. Yeah, like like I hate it kind of thing. Like, like, look. Like since I don't have the system, yeah, I don't give a shit. Like that kind of
Ah,
way.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
Like a grimy hater kind of thing. Like,
All right, man. I'm gonna need you to lower the hate in your blood levels.
yeah,
We still gotta talk about this stuff now. All right, still got to. Yeah, man.
yeah.
So I was watching some PS5 coverage today, man. Again, I honestly I don't even have the rig right now to enjoy these systems and the coverage to its fullest. Like it's just I'm not equipped for next gen yet. I'm not mad about that. I feel a little bit left behind in terms of like, oh man, everybody got new systems, or not everybody, but people have new systems and I don't have one yet. But at the same time, there's no reason to feel that way other than just new technology in your hand. There's literally none. Hell, half the games that are available today at launch for those systems are available on the current systems that I have, especially on Xbox. I don't think there's a single Xbox game that I cannot play right now. No, yeah, I may not experience the 120 frames of Gears of War 5, but if I want, I can pop Gears of War 5 in and with the update and everything and be good to go. You know what I
All
mean?
right.
So, hell, I got Gears Tactics downloaded on my system right now, just ready to be played. So I'm not missing out on anything other than the bells and whistles. But it hurts. It hurts, man. It sucks. It sucks to be left behind. Um, so we touched on the SSD and the lack of games. I mean, that's the other thing too about this generation. If you just kind of break down, and don't get me wrong, I expect there to be plenty of great titles in the future. You know, it just feels like with the pandemic hitting, everything kind of got shifted so far out of its place that a lot of that content just was nowhere near ready for this year. So I know that's coming down the pipeline, but it just feels like there there's just there's nothing to be excited about. You know, and again, I keep coming back to that because even though I want to be excited about the consoles themselves, each of them is just iterative. You know, the Xbox is coming with their faster SSD, and they have their new gimmick. Well, and I hate to use the word gimmick, but you know, their what's it called? Oh God, don't do that to me now, man. What's when you can switch between all the games? Wow, that's crazy. That's crazy. I can't even think of the name for it where you could have 5 games at one time. No, man, I gonna feel really dumb in 2 seconds when I remember the shit or look it up.
So yeah,
Yeah,
while Amos,
please,
you're
because I
feeling a
have
little
to get this
doom
off my
because he's
mind
trying to
now.
look up this stuff. I'm
I'm
I
so mad.
I am still here on the side grinding here because I can't play me a next gen
Look how
console.
dumb it is. Oh man, go ahead. Let me not even interrupt you. Go ahead.
So um hopefully my younger brother says there's still a chance that he can get a hold of a PS5 and an Xbox Series. So I'm trying to see by some luck and chance. He says give him until what day did he tell me give him until? I think it was supposed to be this Friday or something. He was supposed to go.
All right.
Could
Well,
have been today. I think after I'm done with this podcast, I think I'm gonna call him and ask
yeah,
him.
you gotta stay on that. You gotta check on that
Yes, and
every
I
few
gotta make
days,
sure
at
that
least for the first few months. You know.
yeah.
But
So you were saying something? Bro,
I was
I'm gonna
just
check and see
uh,
if
yeah,
he
man.
ever gonna get a hold of them next gens. And I already tell him already. See, he was gonna probably try to see if he can get at least four and
Hey,
two
man.
of them.
Shoot, if he come up on them and you get one, I'll be so happy for you, bro. Real talk.
So I'm gonna see what he says. I'm gonna call him after we done potting
Yeah.
and see what he says about that because he was supposed to go and get them.
All right. But the thing that I was brain farting on is their new quick resume feature, which gives allows you to switch between multiple games instantaneously, and the
That's
game
nice.
pause where you left off. So, meaning it doesn't quit for you or take you back to the menu. None of that. If your character is in the middle of a jump and you quick resume to another game, when you go back to that game, you're gonna be right in that
Oh, that's
same
some next
jump.
gen cool stuff, man.
Yes. So
That's some
that's
precision stuff.
Microsoft's big shtick, right? That's their whole gimmick for their Series X this generation, right? And we have to remember to do that because it's now this generation. It's no longer next gen officially. Um, and then the PS5's big gimmick is their new DualSense controller, which has haptic feedback, but it's like haptic feedback 2.0 if what they're describing is to be believed. So what every the other big the biggest example has been Astro's Playroom, right? Or whatever it's called. That game that has different little PlayStation historical icons or whatever, whatever it is. It's a little mini game that comes with all PS5 systems, and there's different areas: sand region, cold region, water, all these different things, right? And apparently, when you're walking on like metal, you can feel it in the triggers. You can feel your feet planking on the metal. You can feel it if you walk on wood, you can feel it, and the sound and the feel, because the controller has a mic as well, a speaker and a mic. The sound and feel of the feedback would be different based on the surface you're walking on. So that's basically the big shtick with that. So when you're walking on sand, it's different from when you're walking on metal versus wood, and when you're swimming and all those types of things. So
That's
that's the
some
big thing.
real tight shit there. I can't lie.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. In some of
Both
the videos,
systems are coming really good though. Because
yeah,
that
exactly.
thing with the PS5 controller is dope as hell. And
Mhm.
that thing with the Xbox when you could just jump to one game and then when you finish just go back to the other game and you continue as if you had make a jump and
Right.
you come right back to that jump. That is dope.
Yeah, yeah,
That
yeah.
shit
That
is
feature is key for me because I'm the type of person I like to be bumping through 5 games at once and shit. You know, so that's great for me. And you know what's special about that feature? Even if you turn your system off and unplug your system, quick resume is
no,
there for you.
no.
Yes, sir.
Stop
Yes,
your
sir.
shit. You're lying.
Real talk.
Get
It's
out of here. Nah, I ain't believe in you. Nah.
it
You don't
is.
make me pull out my Crucian accent and you, nah, I
Yeah.
don't believe none of that. You
Yes, sir.
lying.
Sir. I'm telling you the truth.
Well, well, well.
God's
The
done is true.
Xbox Series is coming with their stuff. So
Yeah, yeah.
let's see. I am excited to see what the Xbox is going to do this time around.
Yeah, man.
Let's see if they actually do what they need to do. You
Well, I mean,
understand?
in the
Because
end, and let me just touch on this with the controller for the PS5 really quick. I was gonna say that I was watching a lot of the videos and people trying to show off the feature set, and you can't really get it by watching those videos. So I just come to the conclusion that it's something that I have to eventually just get a PS5 and see just how intuitive that really is. But in the end, I don't think it is going to be any genre defining or generational defining feature because uh, I think the third parties are going to shy away from it just so there's parity between the games across systems. And the only time we're really going to see that the usage of that is in the PS5 and Sony's first party studios. I think that's when we'll
yeah, it
really
makes
see
sense.
that,
It makes sense.
because I mean, even if you look at the freaking the dual pad 4, like the touchpad ain't do shit with it, but make it like a menu button half the time. You know what I mean? So like, why? And that was supposed to be some like special feature, and it ended up not being as special as they thought. So we'll see what happens with it. Not to hate on anything or bring any bitterness to it or anything like that. You know what I mean? But I just don't think it's gonna be anything that expensive. But so far, it sounds hella cool, and I can't wait to play it. But going back to what you're saying now about them doing what needs to be done this generation, I think in the end that boils down to the games because both systems are extremely freaking fast. Sony doesn't have a quick resume feature, but based on the tests I've been seeing, you hop in and out of games in like 15, 20 seconds. You know what I mean? So that's super freaking fast. So quick resume or not, you're still back to games quickly. But again, it comes down to those first party studios. Microsoft has a crap ton of first party studios now. Can they really capitalize, or are they going to churn out B tier, shovelware?
So honestly, like the only thing we can do now is stay on the sidelines and look and watch this battle take place.
Exactly.
It's gonna be a serious one.
Yeah, and I
Yes.
don't even think we're gonna start seeing the shots fired from those studios for at least 2 years, on Microsoft's end at least. We have Medium, which was supposed to be launched on Tuesday, that got delayed until January, but that doesn't seem like any heavy hitter stuff. That seems like an interesting B tier game that could potentially have like a niche audience and maybe eventually end up with like some type of cult following. So that could happen there. You know what I mean? And outside of that, there's the Halo project that has been sucked back into oblivion. We don't know what the hell is happening with Halo Infinite. You know what I mean? It just lost its creative lead. So, yeah, who knows what's going on with Halo Infinite at this point? And outside of those, we don't really know anything from any of the other first party studios. It's kind of just no, that's a lie actually, because we do know that the studio for Forza Horizon is making Forza Horizon 5 as well as Fable. We know the Forza Motorsport Studio Turn 10 is doing their thing with Forza Motorsport 8. So a couple of those things we know and we're anticipating, but I don't see any of those really coming to fruition until late next year at the earliest, with the exception of media. On Sony's side, well, we got Miles Morales and we just got Demon Souls and heavy hitters. I think that's it. That's all we know. And then we know God of War is coming next year, but that's about it. So even on the gaming front, like it's kind of like light pickings right now. You know what I mean? It's up to the third parties at this moment to kind of do their thing, strut their stuff. How Valhalla been getting a lot of talk for the release of next generation, but to me, AC is always going to be AC. You know? Yeah, man. So, but what do you think? What do you are there any games that you're really anticipating besides playing freaking Destiny on next generation? Is there anything that we have yet to see that you feel that you need to have a next gen console for? Besides Outriders, of course, because we both feel like we gotta have one for that. But outside of that, anything you're really looking forward to?
Yes, the Final Fantasy remake.
Okay. So I assume you mean R2. Now I got a question for you though. Are you gonna replay the last one on PS5? Because now, like a lot of this generation's games are gonna be worthy of replay value now with being able to play them with better frame rates and stuff like that, man. Like that's
Yeah, I could see me playing Final Fantasy remake again. I could see me playing R2 again, Final Fantasy. Yep, I could see me doing that because I ain't gonna lie, I love that game. Damn, that game was so nice. And you know my favorite villain of all time is in there, Sephiroth. So
yep.
yeah, my boy Sephiroth. So I mean, I gotta play that again, man. Sephiroth is just a guy.
Not
But
for
you
nothing.
know,
Go ahead.
my boy Cloud, I represented my boy Cloud hard. So yeah, you could bet anybody could bet their ass on that they're gonna be playing for FX. I said, hear me FX. Final Fantasy VII remake again for the PS5. It's a must. So I will play that one and then go jump straight into the next one when it comes. So when the next one come out, I'll be playing it just before it comes out. That way that when it comes out on a day, I could jump straight into the next one right away.
Right. I feel you. I might be doing something very similar to that.
You know, I ain't gonna lie to you. If they really did mess up, they didn't really destroy The Last of Us 2. Man, I had the opportunity, right, to play. I was playing The Last of Us 1. And exactly when I finished The Last of Us 1, The Last of Us 2 came out. So it was just fresh. It was like
Mhm.
watching episode one of an anime or a movie or something, or a
Mhm.
series, and then jumping straight into the next episode without having to wait for the next week. It was just so fantastic until he destroyed the damn game by killing off my boy Jules. You understand? And then sending my girl on a killing spree, in which she then still let the girl that beat my boy to half to death with a golf stick. You understand? Not beat him half to death, beat him to death with a golf stick. She let her go.
Spoiler. We don't give a fuck
Yeah,
if
there
spoiler.
is no spoilers at this point in
Yeah,
time
yeah,
for that
yeah.
stupid
We
game.
don't care now.
That game
Yeah.
is all over the place.
Honestly,
People are
that's one game I
destroying that
didn't give a
game.
fuck.
People are dismantling that game. You know what's the best thing about that game? The
Hey,
best
hold
thing
on,
about
hold
The
on, hold on, hold
Last
on.
of
Don't,
Us
don't,
2.
don't. You know what's gonna happen if we don't check ourselves now? This shit gonna turn into a Last of Us 2 hate fest. You know?
Okay, I'm gonna try to continue. I'm gonna try to control myself. I just want to
Yeah,
finish saying this.
yeah, yeah.
Damn, that game has gotten more hate than anything else. I listen. Right below, right above Donald Trump is The Last of Us 2. It didn't even beat Donald Trump on
Ay,
that.
ay, ay, that's pretty high on the list, my guy. Come on now.
Yeah,
Take it easy,
yeah,
man.
I said
The
it.
other
The
world leaders
Last of
got
Us
stuck
2
balls, man.
beat
You
Donald
gotta put
Trump.
the Last of Us 2 up there.
Yeah, you know, so I'm like, really and truly, just think about it though. How you gonna let my boy Joe's got on with he could have gotten on in a
Yeah,
blaze
no,
of glory, fire
bro,
shall
you're
say
doing
the
it.
same.
You're doing it. You're doing it. You're going down the right
Goodness, oh, oh my goodness. You know, okay, let me get to the point I'm going to say first and then get off of that.
road.
You know, honestly, the only and it may have more than one features that was good about it, but this is the one I was just targeting. You see that gameplay mechanics of how the NPCs are sort of move, like when you choose a battle, they come looking. I mean, man, whoever was in charge of that, Tom's bigs up to you guys because honestly, that game was off the chain. You know what? I set that game off on fire more? Aim?
What's that?
If it was multiplayer. I swear there could have never been
Oh,
nothing better than that.
no, no.
Think about it. Could you have found something better than that for the year if that been multiplayer?
Well, you
With
might
how the
get your wish sometime next year when they drop that Last of Us 2 multiplayer mode.
oh hell no, they're not gonna come back with that same story or month. No, fuck that
Yeah,
shit.
they
Tell them
coming
keep
out
the
with multiplayer mode next year, bro. At
but it's
least
not
that's
gonna be multiplayer campaign.
right?
Now I was looking for a multiplayer campaign.
You never know, they
Like
might do that. They might drop a co-op campaign on your ass. You guys hate us
well,
so much for changing up the story and doing Joe wrong, so we're gonna give you a free co-op campaign. It's game breaking.
listen, I know you're gonna be
Go
kind of
ahead.
corny. Listen, I understand. I know you're gonna be kind of corny for them man to do this here, but they need to start off the Last of Us 3, where Ellie just wake up out of a dream and Joel's like, "You okay?" And she's like, "Yeah, I just had the weirdest dream."
They cannot
And then
retrofit it with a dream, my dude.
yes, they can.
They can't.
And guess what? Believe it or not, people are going to make noise and complain about it, but I guarantee you when they know that they tried to fix it, because they're going to say, oh, that's tiny, yeah, but they'll say, you know what? At least they understand themselves. They know now, then this is what they try to do to fix it. So you got some people and be like, you know something? They fix it. So let we just walk with them done, and then we just walk with them and give them their money.
No,
Then we
this
just
is
fight.
what they have to do. The only fix is to do this: remake the game and call it Last of Us 2 Remade. Not Last of Us 2 Remake, Last of Us 2 Remade. Remake the entire fucking game, change that garbaggio storyline, and give us something that does Joel and Ellie justice, you son of a bitch.
I
That's
was
what
like,
they
I
need
don't
to
fam,
do.
you had to been tech. What you do, man? Like, what
I
you
don't know
been doing, though?
what
Like,
drugs he was on, that sick son of a bitch.
I don't know why
He's
he was he
calling his mama that
smoking
because I
though.
don't know her, but god damn it, he's
I
terrible.
and when he signed off on that, was he really thinking though? Like, really though?
I wonder if he smiled to himself and he was satisfied as he was writing that dog shit. If he was just really just proud of himself, like this is the greatest piece of work I've ever written. This is just amazing. I wonder if that's what he was doing, or maybe this is gonna really fucking piss them off.
That's what I think he was trying to use. Like, you know something? Maybe somebody in Sony pissed him off, man. Maybe the owner of Sony had a talk with him and tell him some piss off. You have to work for us. And he's like, okay, no problem. What should I gonna do to your game? What should I get to one of your number one hitting games? Oh shit, oh fuck that shit up so bad. Yeah, and fuck. Because really and truly, they damaged Sony, a bit, with that Last of Us. Because if they had done that Last of Us too good, right? I ain't gonna lie to you, Xbox would have been in a serious pinch,
Yes and no. I agree with you halfway. So I think The Last of Us 2 did in fact damage Sony. However, I think because the release of Ghost of Tsushima was so close behind it, it did not have time to sting as much. Because Ghost of
Okay.
Tsushima came out and was such a bright spot that everybody just kind of forgot about The Last of Us 2. Like we didn't care about it a month later. You know what I mean?
That's
And
true, because when I was playing
that's the
the Ghost of Tsushima, I was like, all right, finally. It's like I had a toothache and I get some Tylenol. I'm good now. Like it's like you just get a cure for something. Like you're just good. Like I don't know, man. I thank God for Sucker Punch, Mister.
Yeah, real
Real
talk.
talk.
Because I don't know
Uh,
if you remember, but earlier in the year, our hype levels was through the roof for Last of Us. It was Last of Us that we were waiting on, and Ghost. It was like
hmm
kind of like, oh, that looks interesting. Maybe, that'll be good. But man, thankfully, Ghost was as great as it was because that Last of Us 2 disaster just left a bad taste in my mouth. Like I didn't want to touch my PS4 for weeks afterwards. I almost stopped gaming for a period. Like that shit was just demoralizing, just
Listen,
soul sucking. It was just like a leech on my life. I've never played a game that just was so solely designed to make me feel miserable and torture me the way that game did. I just never experienced anything like that. And at the same time, the mechanics are so buttery smooth and well made and fun, dare I say it. But the game was torture. That's crazy. Like,
I don't know
don't
what
play
the
part
fuck
one
was
before
he
playing part two.
thinking.
Please don't.
What the fuck was he thinking, though? Did he release that then knowing that yeah, it's gonna be a hit? Somebody said that he was trying to give people the impression that life is now always about a fairy tale. My nigga, we know that, but let us live life as to reality. But when we play video game, take us on a fucking fairy tale walk.
No, but I
What the
mean,
fuck is his problem?
no, no, no. I
Let
disagree
us.
with you on that. I don't have that stance at all. We both agree that he is crazy, but developers are free to tell tragic tales if they want. My issue is how that tale was delivered, man. That tale was delivered in a way that it felt like he was deliberately prodding and poking at me, that the gamer every time. I mean, the person that is supposed to be experiencing and enjoying this ride, this story narrative, he is torturing me versus giving me something. If it's a sad story that has a lesson to teach, you can still do that without torturing your viewer. You know what I mean? And I felt like everything he did, every story beat, and the way the story was organized was put to torture the gamer. And he didn't need to do that because he could have told that same story with exactly the same narrative of life and nobody's really good and all of those things. He could have told that exact same story with the same lesson if he had just flipped that fucking two-parter. That shit that he did middle of the way through the game, if that's the beginning of the game, everything stays the same. This is still a fucking masterful work of art. You know what I mean? And it still teaches that exact same lesson. But instead, he chooses to do the fuck that he did, put that beat at the end of it or at the tail end of it. So after you've already been tortured and fucking prodded like your cattle going for slaughter, then now you have to come around and start all over again with that shit, with the one that you now have all this animosity and hatred and fury for. No, you do fucking not, sir. You do not do that to me. That is not the experience that you are going to give me and tell me I am supposed to enjoy that and I'm gonna think that's fun. No, fuck that. That game was the
You
elite.
know, you
That
know something.
sucks.
You know something. To finish up on this here, you're absolutely right about that. If he wanted to give the story like how he wanted to teach us that life is not always about a happy ending. Real shit do happen in life, and people do lose fingers. People do lose their loved ones, and they have to move on, accept life. He was supposed to put Abby's story first so that we could actually
Thousand.
develop some kind of feeling and actually try to give a shit about her. Because when we play her storyline and she has a little girl and play it when she has her father, then we get to gain some kind of emotion for her. So then when we
Exactly.
watch where Joel, and then they should have put the part back where Joel bossy mother start the shotgun. You understand? And then
Exactly.
we could have said, like, wow, you know something, yeah.
Yeah, Joe
And
really
then
wasn't
Joel,
that good of a dude. It would have still hit
yeah.
the same. It would have hit the same and even more. But no, we coming off our thrill ride with Joe and Ali. And we having fun. Like we created this character narrative in our mind that Joe was just doing the greater good because he just really wanted to be a good dad in the end. You know what I mean? That's what we was rocking with. And then they snatched that right up our fucking souls on and then in a cheap fucking way. And then with that way you did it, with the bitch you did it with, you gonna tell me now love her, care for her? Fuck you, my guy.
And then they
Maybe
were also
that's a
sick
book.
about it to the end of the game, right? He didn't even give you a choice whether or not to kill her or not. They just
You know
make
what I
you
mean?
watch her
Oh my,
live.
let's not even go, man. Don't. Oh god, we still on the Last of Us. Let me go back to the next
But
generation.
listen though, wait. The last piece I want to finish. You know what
Uh,
damaged me the most about that game?
what's
Okay,
that?
yeah, Joel's died. Yes, you let Abby go. But then the one thing that Joel's left behind for my girl to play, she can't play. Why? Because in the middle of a fight, somehow you allow Abby to bite her two fingers them off.
Mm-hmm.
Why
Mm-hmm.
didn't she take a chunk out of
So
her ribs or something?
something. So
Yeah,
Ellie, who was this innocent child born into this fucking post-apocalyptic world, now she's supposed to go through the brutality of life too. You wanted us to learn that brutality for her too, right? So you tortured that little girl as well just to teach us a lesson. Thanks, guy. You suck.
damn, he gonna forever get tarnished. Me want to see no game. He don't. If he like you said, he don't remade it. What you call it again? Last of Us Two remade. That nigga ain't getting my money. Me give a shit if it's oh shit Patrick. Because guess what? When
Bro.
Patrick come on, unless Patrick's a whole new game separate from all of this, yeah. That's the only way I could play that. Is unless it's a whole new story from another thing created.
Well,
But if
I
it's the same story, are you trying to start with Abby? By the time I see Abby on the title, yeah, you can hold on to that.
I if he knows was if you know what, let me not. I want to say if he know what's good for him, Abby gonna be far as fuck away from the franchise going forward. But apparently he don't know what's good for him because of how he handled part two. Anyway, so I don't know. I can't say if a part three will ever get my viewership, my play, or my money. But I know part two eventually will get played again on PS5. Just to, I don't know.
Oh, I can't do that to
You know
myself.
what? I did say that. I said that, but I don't know if that's true. I don't know if that's true. I
I
don't.
can't do that to myself. In no way. I don't care how smooth the graphics look. And then because it's gonna be a lot more tighter. The
Yeah.
graphics gonna
I,
be a lot. And I ain't gonna lie, that game has some tight graphics too.
yeah,
But
yeah. It's a well made game. Like the
damn, I can't
production
lie.
value
It's
of that
just like
game is top
you've
notch.
ever seen a game made so perfect, but then the story just fucked the whole game up.
Yeah, it's a crazy experience because it's like you're having fun,
Mm,
but you feel miserable having fun. And it's like that's not
exactly.
what video games are
It's
supposed
like
to
you're
do
going
for
on a
me.
diet, but yet you enjoy eating a Snicker bar every 5 minutes.
Yeah,
You
no,
know
what are
it's
we
not. You know something is wrong, but you're enjoying chewing into the Snicker, eating the pizza and the Big Mac and all. But it's like I don't know, man. That was just messed up for people to handle.
Yeah,
But
those are
thank
simple
again,
things.
Sucker Punch, thanks for coming out. Shout out to you guys for coming on and saving us. Because literally, how Aim said it, I didn't even want to look at my PS4. I was
Mhm,
like,
mhm,
I was looking at PS4, I almost cussing my PS. So your mother's come back, don't look at me.
mhm.
For real, I want nothing to do with you. It's like my PS4 cheat on me or something.
Yeah.
Hey, boy.
It was a miserable month, man, but Ghost changed that for us, man.
Yeah, Ghost came too, man.
But honestly, I don't know how the hell we got on this topic. I think we were talking about like the launch games and all that. But yeah, man, we gotta
It
get
just
off a
can't
lot.
happen. When a game is bad, it just
Yeah,
get attracted. Like,
yeah, we can't.
yeah, like how Bungie really need to do something with our game. Do
Yeah.
something brand new with fucking Destiny, please.
Man, I'm hoping.
God
I'm hoping. But
fucking
we're gonna find
damn.
out together when
God
we back
damn.
in
Please
get some
do
systems.
something. It's just a fucking shooting gallery, dude. You just go into one area, bang, 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 throw a bomb, it explodes in special ways, boom, pull out a magical special, clear out the screen. Let's go to
I'm
the
just
next
trying to
area.
tell you, man. I'm just trying to tell
Shit,
you.
I got more fun playing Super Mario 1, the first Super
Hey,
Mario ever,
Destiny puts
that
a
I
whole
have
give a whole
played.
new meaning to gameplay only, dog. That shit is just that.
Shit, it best I just play Duck Hunt and done with that.
Telling you.
Best I played Duck Hunt. It's the same
Not
thing.
really, but yeah, I got you.
No, that's how I rate it as. You understand? The only thing that catch me about Destiny is that it has so much fireworks, special moves. Like if you use a warlock, you spin off into the air, floating in the air, and just laying down and what rain of fire blades down. Yeah, it's all cool and all, you know. And then if you use a hunter, you got a blade, a lightning, and then you just go around dancing, hula hoop, whatever it is you're doing, banana waving, and but then after that, though, what does the game have after that? You know, like
Absolutely nothing. And that's why Outriders is going to be the game for you going forward, you Destiny loving fool.
but I'm saying this. I'm against you in a bunch, but you gotta do something. Like, come on, like you gotta hire
Man,
somebody else for help or something.
man, I know that feeling, that longing, that desire, that hope, that studio that you love so much is just gonna make the necessary changes to take that game over the top. Well, nobody could ever talk bad about it again. It's not gonna happen, bro. Sorry.
Damn, you just a Neil Chuckman, Smackman, Buckman, whatever your name is. Just
All
leave
right,
him
we don't
alone,
need to
man.
resort to name calling unless we're gonna call him a bitch ass mofo that made the wrong decision.
Bitch ass nigga.
That's unnecessary. I'm sorry. I apologize, but he did make the wrong decision with that story.
He could have had the game. You know something though? It'd have been a tough one, but he probably would have gotten our
No,
game of the year. And
Bad Brothers. We're not talking about Last of Us 2. Launch games. Launch games. Launch games. All right.
hmm,
Now that we're back to the current generation of gaming, as we were saying before, while both generation consoles are releasing with their own set of bells and whistles, they're both on par with each other and just as exciting and dull as each other. There is much fanfare and anticipation for getting these consoles in our hands, although we are not going to be setting ourselves on fire to do so. We will be kindly waiting with our hands down our shorts. Not really, but our hands on our controllers. More like it. And with that being said, I'm going to toss it over to you, brother from the Ice Kingdom. Iceman, anything else on the new generation of consoles that you want to talk about?
I was just saying, I just can't wait for me to get my hands on both of them. You know, and with a PlayStation controller, I want to see how exciting it is to feel every single movement as you walk on the dirt, sand, water. If I'm getting burned up, I want to know how the controller react to me being set in fire. All those cool stuff. So I'm excited to see what that PS5 little trick they have there going. I want to see what it can do. And as for the Xbox now, like I said, that is pretty dope. I could just switch from one game to another. Like I could be playing a game and then Ian could call me and tell me, "Hey, let's play this multiplayer." And I could just stop what I'm doing, go ahead and start playing with him, and then later on I jump right back into the game as if I never left it. I just press pause. So that Microsoft is some dope ass shit. So without further ado, yes, we're finished on the consoles. We're still
Wait,
losers
wait,
because
wait,
we
wait.
don't
Before we
have
move
them.
on the consoles, I mean, I know you did say that you're gonna be checking with your brother and stuff like that. Do you have a version that you're trying to get, or do you not care? You just trying to
Well,
get?
for the PS5, it's strictly the no disc. I don't want no disc. Just straight up everything will be downloaded. And this is just no, I don't want a disc. It just takes up space. No. And the thing about it with this is that things can happen. Once the disk is damaged, that's it. But when I download it into the system, the whole system has to go bad, and I can still retrieve it. You know, so I am just going straight downloading games. I'm not buying hard copies.
Good,
So,
good.
and as for the Xbox, I'm buying the most maximum size one. I want everything I can get out of the Xbox. I'm sorry, I'm not buying the cheaper one. I want the big one, big boy. So
Yeah.
that's just my preference on both systems.
Okay. Yeah, that actually is identical to mine as well. Same ways I only buy games digitally, so I have only an interest in the digital version of the PS4, PS5. And for the Xbox, I was like, honestly, the first time I got hyped about this next generation, now new generation, was when they showed off the Xbox Series S, because I thought the X just kind of looked like two GameCubes stacked together, and I don't remember if the PS5
Ah
had been
damn.
shown by then, huh?
Ah damn. You
Oh yeah,
did
yeah, yeah.
not
That's what I
notice the
thought
system
initially when
like
I
that.
saw it. I actually did a video on my channel about it. But yeah, and then I don't remember if the PS5 was shown or not, but I just wasn't hyped at all. And then I saw the S, and I was like, "Oh shit, that do look like some next gen shit." Yeah, I'm hyped about that. And I was like, "Yeah, okay, no disk drive. That's exactly the one I need." And then more and more information came out and kept coming out, and then I'm like, "Oh, I may not," because I was thinking like, okay, the S, even though it's under spec, it's gonna be a great transitional device for me until for those 2 to 3 years, until they release a upgraded version of the X. You know what I mean? Because in 3 years they're gonna have a Series XX, and it's gonna be
Yes.
slimmer and more powerful and all that. You know what I mean? Eventually that's
Yeah.
gonna happen. And I was thinking I could get an S now and wait till that happened. But as more and more just came out for the S, it's just like, oh man, it really looks like it's just like a real bare minimum next gen jump. And I'm trying to upgrade everything, including my TV rig and all of that. Because I was thinking, like, there's no sense in having an X with the rig I have now, right? And that's sensible. So I was gonna get the S, but the less the more underwhelmed I was feeling about the S, the more I was like, man, I might as well just upgrade everything. You know what I mean? So now I'm more like,
Yeah.
okay, well, I want the X and I need to upgrade my TV. You know, so that's where I'm at. I'm gonna do that, and so that's my next gen ambitions: new TV and PS4, PS5 digital, and Series X. So yeah, can't wait till we could get that on and popping. But if I have both by February, I'll be content. I'm happy because again, Outriders launches February 2nd, so that's the game that I need to have my next gen systems for. But with that being said, we are still gamers. We do still have consoles, and there is still a generation that we exist in. We are not to be forgotten because the majority of gamers are not in the new generation. They're in the old gen, right alongside us. So, with that being said, let's talk about some old gen games, man. What you playing right now, bro?
Oh, I've been playing Hyrule Warriors for the Nintendo Switch, my friend, and it is dope as hell. And now, what is the next one? What's the next one called again? Age of Calamity.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, I'm gonna play the demo for that. Now, what I would like to talk about is from the demo, comparing the demo to the Hyrule Warriors. I saw there was a little bit difference that it changed up in it.
Mm-hmm.
But what I like about this, even though Koei, from I think it's Koei, correct me if I'm wrong, that did Dynasty Warriors, same company, is what put together and make Hyrule Warriors. No
Mm-hmm.
brainer, Dynasty Warriors, Hyrule Warriors. Is it's like Dynasty Warrior, but it's a bit better. It's like I felt like I was playing a Zelda game, but just with Dynasty Warrior type of fighting. Like you're playing Dynasty Warrior, just hack and slash, power move, bow, done. But then no, they did like there was like a whole new different thing to this. Like it's like you could throw bombs, you could throw your boomerang, you could do all kind of. You could be using a grapple hook and pull stuff to you, or you could pull yourself to objects. So it's like you're playing a Zelda game, but you're just using the Dynasty Warrior fighting mechanics. So that was like that to me. That's like a dope ass game. But then it was like I played that and I was like cool and I'm playing and enjoying it. But then when they told me that Age of Calamity was coming and then they had a demo for it. Oh man, that demo! I played that demo and that demo was just sweet. It's like butter and bread.
Mhm.
So it's like the demo. I didn't play. What's that? What's the game? The one that's supposed to be what the Age of Calamity is supposed to be a pre-sequel
Breath of the
to
Wild.
again? Game? Breath of
Breath
the
of the
Wild. I did not get to Breath of the Wild yet, but I saw some footage of Breath of the Wild. It feels like you're playing Breath of the Wild. You just again has Dynasty Warrior mechanics to it. But then again, they add a few other stuff. Like if you dodge in time, you almost go into a slow matrix mode. And you can hack and slash at the enemy. Man, I don't want no spoilers. Like keep talking in depth on the stuff, but it just seems cool. And that was just a demo. Imagine what they have in store that they did not show you in a demo. What you're capable of doing.
Okay, so we
Uh,
actually have interesting points of views on this because I think we feel very similar about the game, but we have different end starting points. Because you are a tried and true Dynasty Warriors gamer, and I am a not at all played Dynasty Warriors gamer. And like even that move you just described, like the slow mo move, Flurry Rush, that's a Breath of the Wild move. So I do agree that they've done a good job of blending what seems to be Dynasty Warriors combat with Breath of the Wild combat because it doesn't feel like I'm fully playing Dynasty Warriors as well as it doesn't. It just feels like a great blend of the two for me. And again, my experience with Dynasty Warriors is just from watching footage and it just being thousands of people on the camera a screen at once, and you just fighting off a bunch of people at once. You know what I mean? So it takes that, transfixes it into the Zelda universe, and yeah, it feels great. It feels great. And I don't have any experience with Hyrule Warriors either. So playing the demo for Age of Calamity is my first experience with the Warriors franchise, and I absolutely love it. Absolutely love it, man. And coming off of having played through Breath of the Wild in its entirety, it does feel familiar. It feels familiar yet fresh and different. I don't think it takes anything from Breath of the Wild and improves on it necessarily. But and again, I can't even say that wholeheartedly because all I've played is a demo, But I do love what is there, so I definitely agree with you there, bro.
and you know the fact that you could switch up between characters on your battlefield is pretty dope. And
Yes,
do you
love
know
that.
that you could actually send characters to do missions? Like if you see like an area has been overrun, you can send the other two or whatever amount of characters, you could send them out to that area to help out. And you can continue on doing on a mission solely to do another part of the battlefield.
Yeah,
Like we
see,
have
I
a
didn't
mission
even
on a set.
realize you could do that. When I
Yes,
was
you can.
switching between the characters, I would be looking to see what my character was doing, and they would be moving on the battlefield and still engaging in fights. But I didn't know you could actually send them to do missions.
Yes, you can. To direct and give them orders. That was pretty dope, though.
Hell
It
yeah.
is pretty cool.
Oh yeah, man. I love it.
So,
I love that switch, that instantaneous switch on the battlefield stuff, man. It really felt great. My favorite character was playing with Sheik. Was that her name, Sheikah? It was not Sheikah. Oh girl, man.
the ninja, like the one that's doing the shadow clones.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. I forgot.
Yeah, she was dope. Yeah, she was dope.
Impa, I think it is.
Something like
Whatever.
that. Something like that.
She's my favorite. Because she is really badass and she just clears a wide area at once. So that's how you can do a lot of crowd control with her, get all those people off of you, get off of me. You know what I mean?
Like when she put out when you put out the four clones, because whatever you swing at, that four clones swing into at the same time. Whatever damage you do, though, they're doing their own separate damage on this side. So it's like that's a clean up screen for real. Use a clear house there.
Yeah. And I love the combo system too. The combo system
Yes.
is simple yet intricate because there's a lot of things that you can actually do to there's a wide a lot of move sets that you can actually do with what is it, two attack buttons I think it is. So I love how you can mix and match those move sets and change that up because it's not a very deep system, but for that type of brawler game, I think it more than suffices. And again, I'm only speaking off of a demo, and what I anticipate is an expansive combat system that continues to grow throughout the journey. So what I played so far really feels like that's where they're going, and I really like that.
Yeah. So what I'm saying too is, like for example, Link. Like Link could surf on top of his shield. That is pretty dope because if you have like a line of enemies coming in your direction, you do that move and you just sauce and just knock all of them down at the seat, man. The
That's one of
combat
my
system
favorite
is
moves,
lit.
actually. Yeah.
Yeah, Link has always been one of my favorite characters because even for Hyrule Warriors, the regular one before Age of Calamity, is Link been a clear out character. Like his moves are just wide range moves. And
Okay.
then now in Age of Calamity, it's pretty cool because then you could hit people up in the air and then you could bust. You could stay and shoot your bows after going arrows after them while in the mid air.
I also
Man,
love
that's
that you
just
don't have to
nice.
aim the arrows like that. You know what I mean?
No,
I love
no,
that.
you don't. It just auto aimed. Man, it's just nice. You could be up in the air and still be busting the arrows and down at them, or they could be up in the air. It's just nice. And if you want, you can just bust arrows at them directly without any combos.
Yeah, it
So,
feels great,
like I
man.
said,
It really
it's a
does.
pretty dope game, and it's gonna be good though. So at least that'll keep me occupied going into the December, probably for the whole of December. So I'll be playing that.
I don't know if it'll keep you occupied that long, bro. Though, like, I mean, what it drops what on the 20th? I think
Dynasty Warrior.
that could maybe keep us
Guess you
occupied
forgot I was
into
a
the second
Dynasty
week,
Warrior fan. Guess
huh?
you forgot I was a Dynasty Warrior fan. I goes hard for those type of games. I will be playing that a very long
Yeah, but I mean, after you beat it, what else is there? Beat it again on a higher level, maybe a new
time.
gameplay.
Exactly. Yes,
All
exactly.
right.
And there's always a multiplayer where you play with somebody else that haven't finished playing and just bought
I
it, so
mean,
you
yeah,
get
I'm
to
gonna put in that
experience it.
work with you, but for me, it's just like, even though I like what is there, for me, there's an element of old in there as well, because like there are parts of it that just feel so gamey, like certain areas you can't access. The climbing feature from Breath of the Wild is gone, so the game definitely feels more restrictive. Like in Breath of the Wild, I'm free to roam and do what I want and go as I please, and in this one, I'm running down carefully scripted corridors. You know what I mean? Like it's like, okay, well, this is a Breath of the Wild map, and this is an area in Breath of the Wild, and these are like 6 or 7 passages that you can go through, and that's it. Like you can't climb on anything, you can't really go off exploring.
Uh, but, but
So
Abe, why would you be exploring when your side is getting massacred in a fight?
and I understand that. I'm not saying I want to. I'm just telling you there are certain elements of it, gamey elements, that feel old, and that's one of them. You know what I mean? The fact that you still have some invisible walls in there. It just
My people, we're never just going to be able to please AIM, so, gamers and developers don't try. He's always
right.
going to find the
And
problem.
I'm not trying to downcry the game, bro. Like I said, I had a great time with the demo and I'm really looking forward to playing it, but it just I wonder how long that's gonna hold our interest alongside some of the games that even now on our old gen systems that we have. And I mean shoot, when February rolls around and we have our next gen systems and Outriders is in our hands and you got Destiny Beyond Light and all these next gen, well, new gen experiences, are you really gonna be like on Age of Calamity? That's all I'm saying. That's kind of my feeling. I don't say that to make it sound like damn that game gonna suck. Nah. Because I'm hyped about it too. I want to play this game really bad. You know, it's one of the few games coming out the rest of the year that I'm looking forward to. It's like that and Cyberpunk is probably like all that's left in the year that I really care about because all the new gen hoopla is nothing to me. And outside of I don't think outside of Cyberpunk, I don't think there's any new gen games that I'm buying on this generation. Like Cyberpunk is the only one that I might go ahead and buy it on Xbox because you get that free upgrade anyway to the Series X, so I won't have any issues when I decide to switch over. But outside of that, I'm not buying no Miles Morales Spider-Man right now or anything. Demon Souls isn't available on PS4. Like I'm not doing any of that. So you know, this is one of those games, bro. So I hate to be that Debbie Downer type of character, but at the same time, these are things I think about too. The longevity of games, because while I was playing the demo, like some of those things did annoy me. Not in a significant way that man, I gotta put this fucking game down, but to the point where it's like, yeah, okay, I'm starting to see the wires in Nintendo's threading, and I know this is not a first party Nintendo game, but I'm just saying in their overall design of how it's kind of like game for game's sake. You know what I mean? It's like when I'm playing Nintendo games, and this is part of the beauty of playing Nintendo games, is like
Mm-hmm.
it's about the experience of gaming. All the other stuff around it is ancillary, like the story and the animations and the graphics. All of that is to support the gameplay. Whereas on other consoles, you get games that are specifically tailored to mature story or mature gameplay or mature, whatever the case may be. You know what I mean? And things that don't necessarily focus on primarily gameplay than everything else. Maybe it's some that mirror them equally and to a great success. I mean, there's many examples of that. You know what I mean? But for Nintendo, it just seems like they're always priority games. And when you priority games, I mean, excuse me, priority gameplay, when you priority gameplay, you have certain gamey things in there, and I think Invisible Walls is one of them. You know what I mean? That's one of those things. And yes, the Switch is a old gen or new gen system, depending on who you talk to, but it's clearly not as powerful as the others, and it can't handle a lot of the processes that the others can handle. So I understand there's going to be limitations there, but again, the game doesn't have to feel old. And this game, unfortunately, for me, even though it hasn't been released yet, feels old to a degree.
Huh.
So yeah,
Okay.
that's what I was getting at.
Well, like I said, we're going to look forward to the 20th of this month so that we can experience Hyrule. Was it Hyrule Warriors Age of Calamity? Yes.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. And I'm gonna enjoy every minute of it, bro. I'm not gonna be no sourpuss while I'm on my possibly my last old gen game of the generation in terms of like new purchases because I'm still gonna be playing other games right now. So what else are you playing besides Hyrule Warriors? The first one in the demo. Anything?
Ah, I'm playing Mario Odyssey,
Mhm.
and I feel embarrassed. I can't pronounce that game properly. Um, it's the game Chains. Well, I'll get back to it on another
Oh, Astro
podcast.
Chain.
Astro Chains, yes. I'm also playing Astro Chains.
I
But
actually I haven't heard you talk about it in a while. Are you still like feeling it? Like you still high on it? Is it still really as good as it started off to be?
it's good as it started off. It's just the problem is that somebody gave me a spoiler on it, and that's what kind of dampened my love for it.
Oh yeah. Actually, I do remember you
I
mentioning that.
kind of like somebody told me, kind of give me a spoiler related to like The Last of
Oh
Us 2.
crap! Yeah, you mentioned this on a past episode, like the last one or the one before that, and that kind of deflated you and made you not want to play. And then I made fun of you a little bit because you're the king of spoilers, and you
Mhm.
got hurt by a spoiler. Yeah, I remember that.
Yeah, that guy, he came across a fucking nerd. He
Mm,
came in, he's
mm,
like, oh, well, Hyrule Warriors is all. I mean,
man.
not him, Hyrule Warriors. He's like, Astro Chains is pretty cool.
You
I beat
know,
it already. I said,
the craziest part of that story though is that you didn't learn your lesson. You didn't, even though you were hurt by the spoiler, you didn't see how maybe that could hurt other people. You know?
who else do I hurt with spoilers? The only person I do destroy with spoilers is you.
Yeah,
Like,
I'm a
I mean,
person.
if you, yeah, I literally would just tell you a spoiler even though you don't want to hear it.
I'm still
Or
a
you'd be like,
person, man.
oh, okay, you're still a person. I'm so sorry.
I exist too.
Oh, okay, you exist. All right, I'm gonna try to be more understanding from now on. I'll try
Oh,
my best not to
that's
tell you
hilarious.
all of the spoilers. I'll tell you some of the spoilers.
All right.
Is that good? For starters, I'll try to say bring it down to a bare minimum.
Uh,
But yeah, he
okay.
really did downput me though. He made me stop playing the game for a while, but I'm starting to get back into it. So
Mm,
yeah, he told me that, and I looked at him like, damn, I should just choke you right now.
mm, mm, mm.
And then he's so nerdy. He's like, yeah, I beat it already. Yeah, so it
Mm.
ends dumb though. This person and that person did this
All
and they
right,
did that.
don't ruin it for anyone that listens that might not have played it.
No, I'm just saying, I'm speaking in code. I'm like, he's like, this person did this, and you would never know who was the bad guy.
Mm.
And I was like, wow. So now I'm looking at all the characters and I see it wrong and say, who's the bad guy? Who's the bad
Mm.
guy?
Well,
Because
you
he
can
didn't
look
tell
at it
me.
on the bright side. Look at it like you've beaten the game already, and this is your second time through it.
Hmm.
Yeah, no,
Okay. I guess this must be retail. Okay.
it's worth
Well,
it. Yeah.
okay.
um, as for me, what am I doing? What am I doing? What am I doing right now? My Switch is still kind of the odd one out, gets the least amount of gameplay time. Although there's an interesting rumor about Metroid Samus Returns coming to Switch, and that would actually get my Switch a whole lot more game time because I love that game. I still never finished it on the 3DS, but I play it periodically, and if I could get it on Switch, I might be more inclined to sit down and play it all in one sitting thoroughly. Or so my Switch is the odd one out. I don't really play much on there. Every now and then I stream Mario Kart. I haven't streamed Mario Kart in a hot minute. Um, so that's Switch. On my PS4, I'm playing through Ghost again because I love that, and I'm also playing a very overlooked racer by the name of Onrush. I'm actually really having a great time with that. Um, actually, what I meant to say earlier about the next gen is that the PS4 library on the low might be worth playing. The first party library, I mean, might be worth playing through all those games again, just for like the higher performance gameplay. A lot, like even because when you go to PS5 and you're a PlayStation Plus member, you get a huge selection. I think it's like 18 or 20 of those games of the PS4 first party games for free. Just for being a Plus member, you get them. That's why when I sell my PS4, I'm selling the God of War disc as well because God of War is included on that list. So I'm gonna, be able to play it and not have to worry about buying it again, right? But like that PS4 library is really, really freaking good. When you talk about Horizon Zero Dawn, God of War, Bloodborne, you know what I mean? Like a lot of those games are dope as hell. And to go back, especially within the first couple years of the new consoles, and play some of those bigger blockbuster games from PS4 with smoother frame rates, this is gonna be an awesome experience for me. So that's something I'm definitely gonna be doing. Um, so yeah, I did want to touch on that earlier. But the game I'm playing the most right now is the Outer World. The Outer Worlds because that's an RPG and it's just like really good. Like I love that game. It just has so much going for it, and it's not perfectly built. There's a lot of a lot of buggy type of things going on with it, but I'm just the potential and scope of it is huge, and there's just so much room for growth. So I'm looking forward to hopefully a sequel from them. They're one of the studios that Microsoft purchased. So maybe an Outer Worlds 2 or something. It actually reminds me of when I first played Borderlands, the original Borderlands.
Oh
The
boy,
Outer Worlds reminds me of. No,
He
and
just
I,
he just won't let pod go without Borderlands
bro,
mentioned.
all I'm saying is, all I'm saying is,
I just
Outer
want to know
Worlds.
when boring lands gonna come up in his mouth.
Amen.
Oh
Amen. Again, it's not boring lands, and it's better than Destiny. Okay, so
no,
stop.
it's not.
All right. All I'm saying is
How come you guys can't sidestep up to no? This is which part of the game is this up to no? You still can't sidestep?
that's
Huh?
really your one argument. You know that, right? You hold that argument like a mother clutching her infant newborn. Like my G, that's all you got. There's nothing else. But again, like Borderlands feels like Outer Worlds feels like, and not in terms of gameplay, but in terms of like expansiveness to the story, it feels like what I wanted Borderlands 3 to become. Like I just feel like Borderlands 3 was supposed to do more with the world and the characters around it and how you interacted with the NPCs and stuff like that. And it just didn't. It just ended up being a whole lot of run there, shoot this, run there, shoot that. You know what I mean? And
Something
while
like a shooting gallery like Destiny.
huh?
It's like a shooting gallery like Destiny.
Right. And while the formula isn't as rote as Destiny, it is not. It is still veering dangerously into that territory. So I was underwhelmed with what Borderlands 3 had to offer me in terms of interactivity with the world. Whereas Outer Worlds feels like that next progressive step. Now, whereas Borderlands did it right in terms of the gameplay mostly, Outer Worlds did it right mostly in terms of narrative progression and stuff like that, how you interact with NPCs. So now I'm hoping that with their sequel, their follow up, if they go that route, they can then perfect that gameplay or even take it to the next level so it can be much better than it is right now. You don't have some of those silly things, silly buggy things that plague the game right now, where you have to like aim on something directly in order to pick it up. Like, and there's no group pickup for items out in the wild and shit like that. So there's small quality of life things that could be done to make that a much better experience. But that's been the game that's been taking up a chunk of my time right now, and it's gonna be that for the foreseeable future. Um, Pretty much that and Ghost of Tsushima are my big hitters. Are we done with our competition for games for the year? I think I'm like
At
21.
least for yeah, at least for no, we have to postpone that for next
So
year.
you just gonna call that a
Yeah,
loss for this
we
year?
gonna call out. Yeah, we're gonna call out. I don't take the loss, but we're gonna have to start when we get the next gen console. That's the best time to do this
Okay,
competition. Will be
okay,
better than
okay. So that's 2-0 for me then. That's 2 years in a row I win, or if I remember correctly.
you win nothing. We just postponing it.
But
Start
I'm
again.
just saying that's 2 years in a row since we started keeping track that I've completed more games.
It
So
doesn't count though.
uh,
Wow,
what do you mean it
wow.
doesn't count though?
Trying to get cheap wins.
I'm not trying to get cheap wins. I'm just saying like what why doesn't it count?
You know what? Keep your win.
I mean I'm just asking if you have a valid reason for it not counting, then it won't count. But I'm just saying like I don't know of any.
Come
I
on,
mean
you going to hit? You going to hit that man when he's down from real?
I'm not no sir. I'm not trying to do that at all, man. I would never.
Okay, well
But
then
like
let us
I would
forfeit it for now. Like it's just we both forfeit and it's even out. We're going to
wow,
left on
but
a
see,
stalemate.
that's kind of wrong though. Like, cause I was
That's not
ahead
kind of.
long before that happened. You know what I mean? Like, I was ahead long before that. Like, is it even close?
I was kind of close though.
Are you even in your teens?
Yeah.
I don't know, man. The last update I had, I think you were on 12, if that. But all right, man. Tell you what.
Oh,
Tell you what. I'll forfeit. I don't even remember no victories. I ain't got no victories. We'll start when we get the next
well,
generation, the new generation. I do that for you, man. We do
let's
that,
start
man. You
fresh.
crazy, man.
Let's start fresh. Exactly.
Hmm. I don't
So
know
when
what.
you lose on a new gen console.
Hmm. We gonna see. We
You
gonna
are really going to lose though. It's just so sad.
again, man, bro. I don't just talk about games. I play games. I live, eat, sleep, breathe games. You know what I mean? That's what I do. So it's unlikely that you're ever gonna complete more games than me in a year. And this was a light year for me. And I was in my 20 odd years, so I'm like, this is a light year. I was like, wait till
You
next
know, talk is cheap, man. When they really get on top of the next gen console, then we'll see what happens.
year. Okay.
Until then, I'll just let you back off and input whatever it is you back in.
Okay.
All right.
All right. All right. Well, is there anything else in gaming that you'd like to talk about? Anything happening in the world of games, sir, that interests you?
No, right now, like I said, the only thing we're pretty much interested right now in is Age of Calamity, which is Hyrule Warriors, the second Hyrule Warriors series to the series. I mean,
Hmm.
and we just want to see how that is. We're gonna play it next. It's next Friday. Yes, next Friday we're gonna play it and enjoy it and see what we, you know,
For 1 week.
see what it's all, see what it's all about.
Yeah, 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 for sure, for sure. That's what it is. That's what it's about, man. And me, I'm just looking forward to eventually getting these next gen systems in my hands, man. Like that's really what it is. I'm not super crazy thirst for them, but I am looking forward to not having to wait on loading times. And actually playing the Outer Worlds right now makes me look forward to that a little bit more because like the Outer Worlds got some loading times on them. If you played that game, you know it got some loading times on it. So I definitely am looking forward to doing that, man. But again, if you don't get to upgrade to the new generation for a year or two, do not feel bad. Do not go through the fear of missing out. Let the FOMO go. Okay? You're not missing anything other than no load times or next to no load times. Please chill out, people. We don't need anyone getting angry and robbing anyone or beating up anyone. We don't need anyone talking trash to anyone. We're gonna all get these games in due time, these consoles in due time, and then we're gonna have a great time, all of us all together. All right, gamers. All right, so we just need to chill out, relax, and do that. But by February 2nd, I gotta have one, or somebody gonna die.
You said February 2nd. I try and get mine by Christmas. I need to have mine by
I mean, if I
Christmas.
could get it sooner than that, hell yeah, you know what I mean? Shoot, if I could get it for by Black Friday, I'm in there, you know what I mean? But I don't think that's
Yes,
realistic.
ma'am.
But if I at least have it by February 2nd, which is when Outriders comes out, I'm good. I'm more than good, bro. So that's what I'm shooting for, man. But again, it's just been it's been the most hyped yet underwhelming launch of any next generation ever, and that's coming from someone who's lived through every single generation launch. Although the NES launch, I have no recollection of because I was way too young for memory of that time. Actually, the first launch I really remember is the 64, I think. I think that's the
Hmm.
first launch I kind of sort of remember, So, but yeah, man, that's it. People, keep yourself cool. Those of you that have next gen systems, congratulations. Enjoy them. Don't feel bad if I don't watch your videos. It's just me being in my feelings. But eventually, I'll get out of it and I'll watch them videos like I watched your last gen videos because that's what it is. You know what I mean? Um, but yeah, man, without further ado, I have nothing further for you. Iceman, do you have anything further for now?
I mean, as for the people them that have the next gen consoles, well, so what? As for the people them that are waiting like me, hey, we're gonna get it there. We're gonna get there. They're gonna make more. We're gonna get more. So, on a real note though, for those that have the next gen consoles, enjoy it. Post videos. I'm gonna look at them. I'm gonna put a like and I'm gonna
You
enjoy
know,
it. But
you know my videos.
as for those that don't have it like us, well, let's just look onto the ones that have them. At least we can see some footage of what we will soon have. So with all that said, everybody be safe out there with COVID-19 out there running rampant still. Stay inside, be safe, play games, and live life to the fullest. Well, that's
Well
it
said.
for your boy Ice. And I'm gonna let Aim close out like he always
Well said, well said. Although I disagree with him, if you don't have any new gen systems, don't watch any videos whatsoever on the new gen systems. Just play your current your old gen systems, and watch people with old gen and their content. I'm just kidding.
do. Wow,
Watch whatever makes. No. Watch
wow,
whatever you want. Watch whatever makes you
wow.
happy, because there's plenty out there for all of us. There's people with
Aim is
PS2s
grimy
out
as
there,
hell,
man.
son.
There are people with PS2s in the wild right now, man. People that haven't upgraded to generations beyond that. Okay, you know what I mean. People with PS3s, people with freaking Xbox 360s. You know what I mean. So there's people out there that are even further behind than us, and
So
it's
you're
we're
trying to tell
all
me that
different.
there. So you're trying to tell me when we were watching Super Saiyan Blue, there are people that are walking around like Krillin or Yamcha?
Yeah, yeah,
Really?
of course. We can't
Damn, you
always
trying to tell
all
me
be
they
on
have
the
some
same
Krillin
level.
or Long Yamcha out there?
Yeah, we can't
Alright.
all be on the same level, man. But in the end, we're all still one gamer family. So no matter what you're gaming on, be happy, enjoy it, and live those games. Let me say love those games, because if I tell somebody live those games, they ain't gonna understand that it just means to really play those games over and over and over like it's your life. They gonna think like, I mean, go out and do shit that you do in video games in real life. And I'm not telling nobody to go out and jump off no roof thinking you Mario or some shit like that. Okay, don't do no things that in
Hey,
video
if you
games
blow the
in
wrong
real
trees,
life.
then you might just jump off like you Mario or something for
No,
real.
don't say that. Don't never say that. My don't do that. She would never do that. She would never do that. Don't you talk about her like that. You're so rude.
Alright.
That
So,
that's rude.
anyhow,
Apologize. Apologize to her. Say sorry, Mary. See?
do you literally want me to talk to a
He ain't
plant?
apologizing. You see how disrespectful he is? Hey man, that's gonna do it for us, y'all. We gonna get up out of here. I'm Dead Aim the Flame, and that's Iceman himself. Yeah, all right? This is
Peace
all
out.
Smoke 7. Y'all have a wonderful, beautiful, safe time. We out of here.